Hey guys, so today I've got a little repair to do on my 30-inch commercial Exmark. I thought I'd just share it in case there's other people out there with the same problem, because this is a consistent issue with these models. I have 3 of these and pretty much all of them do the same thing. So this is a new drive belt, and after a couple of weeks of use it just snaps. So this cable is completely broken on the inside. I can pull it right out there if I wanted to. I've just got to replace that. It's the cable that drives the wheels. So if anyone else out there has the same problem, and if you found a permanent solution, let me know. The Exmark dealers aren't any help. They just tell me that it's pretty normal and they sell me new cables. So I'm wondering if there's a better solution. So if anyone has them, let me know. If not, just watch the video and you can figure out how to replace them if you've got the same issue. You can see the cable right there. I don't know if it's too dark on the camera, but that is the other end of the drive cable. So the cable inside has snapped and it's just no longer, it's supposed to be hooked on right there. It's no longer pulling on the transmission to engage the wheels. So just gonna get that swapped out and get it back in business. So there's my new cable. This is the top end that goes on the handle. This is the bottom end with the spring that goes on the transmission. So it usually snaps somewhere around here. Not quite sure why. I guess it's just got the most amount of stress in that area. Anyway, I'm gonna get the old one off and get that one installed. So that's it for the top side. Now I'm gonna go on the bottom and disconnect it there. It's only held on by a little plastic clip that just holds the other end of the cable in place. So again, there is the little clip right here, and that's where it's mounted onto the transmission. So it's just that little clip that needs to come out, and then I can pull the rest of the cable out. So you can see here, this is the part that pulls onto the, or hooks onto the transmission lever, and this is the piece that I need to disconnect right now. So it's just these 2 little fins that clip into place when you push it through the hole. So I've just got to get those out, and then I can put the new cable in. Okay, so if you've never done this before, this is a real pain in the ass to get out, but basically you just need to take the cable off, the belt off the drive pulley so that the whole transmission can tilt backwards, and then you have access to get a screwdriver in there and pinch those 2 wings so that you can pull this pull this cable out. So now that's done. Now we'll get the new one in place. I gotta feed it from the top down. Or actually, I may be able to go up from the bottom. Alright, so now the spring is hooked on. I've got the plastic part clipped into place in the hole. Now I just need to pry the transmission back against the spring so that I can hook that belt back on. Alright, there it is, all back in place. Belt is on both pulleys, and the cable goes up through the top, comes out over here. So now to feed the cable through here, I actually have to take this bolt out because the cable has to go underneath it and get pinched down below. Alright, and it's as easy as that. Now it's all back in place. Now the only thing left to do is just to adjust the tension to make sure I'm getting the right amount of power down to the transmission. So that I gotta do once it's running. I just tighten or loosen this and according to how it drives. Pretty good amount of tension. I can hold it back if I really try, but the mower will still drive itself. I'll probably tighten it up just a little bit, but I'd say that's pretty good. Alright, so right after replacing the belt on this one, sorry, not the belt, the drive cable, I go to test out this one and neither cable is working, the drive cable or the belt cable, the PTO. So cables don't look broken, they look pretty good, but when I pull on either handle nothing happens. The blades don't engage or the motor doesn't go forward. So I'm gonna have to take a look at this and see what's going on under here. Okay, so luckily this one for the drive cable anyway looks relatively easy enough. It's just the belt that slipped off the pulley, so that I can just pop back into place like I did when I replaced the cable on the other one. And then I'll have a look at the PTO. Maybe the belt has popped off on that one too, or maybe the belt's worn out. Another common problem with these things is the PTA cable burns out so quickly. So to access the belts for the PTO, just these 3 bolts in the front, and there's one right back here, except it's missing on this particular machine. And you pull this whole plastic cover off and then you can access all your belts. as I suspected, it is in fact the PTO belt. It has completely disappeared. Don't even know where it went. But the pulley is actually half melted away. It is just missing a chunk out of it. So that pulley has to be replaced, and then I gotta put a new belt. Belt goes from here around the drive shaft of the motor. So I gotta see if I have a pulley and a belt. So I got lucky. I've got a spare belt and a spare pulley right here. Now I've learned over the years with these big Exmarks that when something breaks and you buy a new part, you buy 2 of them or 3, because they will break again. So the last time I had to replace a pulley on one of these, I bought 2 of them. So luckily I have that backup, and the belts, I've got a pile of them because, as I said, I change about 10 of them a year. So now that pulley is a real pain in the ass to get out. So I have to actually go from the back by the drive axle from the bottom and reach this bolt that's under the cable right here, and then take this whole assembly out. So it is not easy to do. Although it does seem like a small repair, it is incredibly difficult to access. So I finally got the piece out. Here it is. This is the bracket that holds the pulley. As you can see, the pulley is half eaten away. It looks as though a stick or something must have flown up there and jammed the pulley, and then the belt just melted the pulley away and ended up burning out the belt as well. So the belt just turned to dust. You can see the remnants of the belt right here. Anyway, gotta change that pulley and get the entire thing mounted back in. There's the new pulley. Alright, so there's new belts in place, the new pulleys in place. I'm just going to get the air compressor, clean up a bit of this debris, and then I'll start it up and test it out. Traction's definitely working.